Unless you want most people's lives, it does not make sense for you to listen to what most people say. So what that means is you should design your life and your habits around the life that you want to have, right? The goals that you have, the lifestyle you want to lead, the day-to-day that you want to experience. So that means if other people tell you not to take risks, not to start a business, not to work 12-hour days, 16-hour days, 7 days a week, whatever it is, right? Or the opposite, right? If people tell you not to work 2 hour or 2 days a week or 3 days a week, if you figured out a way to do that and still live your life and you prefer that lifestyle, then go for it, right? Basically, the idea is if you listen to most people or their advice, you will end up living most people's lives or an amalgamation of their lives, which is even worse because it's not even the specific life that any one of them lives and potentially likes living. It's instead a combination of all of those lives, which could be a terrible life for you. So basically choose the life you want and live the way that fits that life. And if anyone tells you otherwise, just tell them it works for you, right? You don't want their life, you have your life. As long as you have the life that you want, you don't need to necessarily change anything. Now, if you don't have the life that you want and you need advice, then it makes sense to seek advice from the people whose lives are like yours or the one that you want to have. Now, the only thing to keep in mind is for every person who has the life that you want to have, they've also made sacrifices that you may not want to make. So you have to understand the trade-offs in their life, right? Like the reality is not many people want to live really the life of Elon Musk, considering just how much he works, how little he might sleep, how much he travels, how much stress is on his shoulders, how much risk he takes, and so on, right? That's just a random example. But the idea is it's easy to want the results, right, of, for example, a professional NFL player, but you may not want the pressure of, a 10 or $100 million salary and those kinds of games on your back. But that person has, over the course of years, built themselves up to be able to withstand that stress. And that's the other nice thing is that when you get your life to a place that you want it to be, other people will look at you and go like, oh, I kind of wish I had that life. But what they won't realize and what they won't see is all the sacrifice that went into getting to that life. And so they may not actually want that life. So when you're getting advice from someone whose life you think you want, also ask them all the downsides and make sure that that really is the life that you want before you commit to it and start sacrificing all the things necessary. But once you know the sacrifices that are necessary for the life that you want, you can just start making those sacrifices and you'll eventually get the life that you want.